Hi everyone, I'm standing comedian Panana. Laughter is the cure-all. Listen to me and have a wonderful and happy day today. Two elderly men were sitting on a park bench, chatting about their day. The breeze was light and the leaves rustled softly above them. One of them said proudly, "I just got myself a new pair of glasses. My old ones were useless. I couldn't see a thing." The other man, intrigued, asked, "That's great. How much did they cost you?" The man with the new glasses glanced at his watch and responded confidently, "Oh, it's Tuesday." The second man stared for a moment before bursting into laughter. The first man, realizing his mistake, started laughing too. They both spent the next few minutes chuckling at the mix-up. An elderly man walked into his doctor's office, looking concerned. "Doctor," he began, "I think I'm losing my memory. I forget everything. Names, appointments, what I'm supposed to be doing." The doctor leaned forward and asked sympathetically, "When did this start?" The old man furrowed his brow, then asked, "When did what start?" The doctor tried to maintain his composure but couldn't help but laugh, and soon the old man was laughing along, realizing the irony of his forgetfulness.
Two old friends were watching TV together in silence when one of them reached out and said, "Hey, can you pass me the remote?" Without even looking, the other man picked up a nearby object and handed it over. After a few seconds, the first man looked down and realized what he was holding. "This is a phone, not the remote," he said, slightly annoyed. His friend smirked and replied, "Well, call someone who cares then." Both men couldn't help but break into laughter, filling the room with their shared humor.
An elderly man was showing off his new wristwatch to his friend. It had all the latest features, and he was quite proud of it. "Check out this new watch. It's supposed to be really accurate. My old one couldn't keep time right," he boasted. His friend, impressed, asked, "So, does it tell you the time?" The old man looked at him seriously and said, "No, I still have to look at it for that." The two of them burst into laughter, finding the whole conversation delightfully absurd. An old man was at his doctor's office for a routine checkup. He felt sluggish and tired lately, so the doctor asked him about his lifestyle. "Are you getting any exercise?" the doctor asked. The old man replied proudly, "Oh yes, every day I go up and down the stairs." The doctor nodded approvingly. "That's great. What do you do when you get to the top?" The old man smiled and said, "I take a nap." The doctor couldn't help but laugh at the unexpected response, and the old man grinned, pleased with his joke. Two elderly men were sitting on a bench, chatting. One of them leaned in and said, "I just got a new hearing aid. Cost me a fortune." The other man, impressed, asked, "Really? How much did it cost?" The first man glanced at his watch and said, "About $2.30. There was a pause before both of them erupted into laughter, realizing the miscommunication. The laughter continued for a while as they enjoyed the joke. An old man was bragging to his friend. "I took one of those memory tests the other day," he said proudly. His friend asked, "Oh, really? How did it go?" The man paused, thinking for a moment, then said, "How did what go?" His friend stared at him for a second, and they both started laughing, realizing the irony of his forgotten memory test. An elderly woman sat with a newspaper resting on her lap, though she wasn't reading it. Her husband walked by, and noticing the untouched paper, asked, "Are you reading that?" Without looking up, she replied, "No, just keeping it warm." Her husband chuckled at the clever response, and she smiled softly to herself, amused by the simple moment they shared. An old man was talking to his friend about his wife. "My wife's hearing is getting so bad, but she refuses to admit it," he said, shaking his head. His friend replied, "Well, at least she's consistent." Both of them started laughing, enjoying the light-hearted jabe at aging. An elderly man was sitting with his phone, looking confused. He turned to his friend and asked, "Do you remember what my password is?" His friend, equally confused, replied, "What password?" The old man scratched his head and asked, "What's what?" Realizing they were now both completely lost in the conversation, they burst out laughing at the absurdity of it all.
Standing there, I felt so neat. Crowd was ready, can't be beat. Then it happened on my feet. Something funny, not so sweet. Heart was racing, all the heat. Tried to speak, but heard a tweet. Noise escaped, my tongue is fleet. Now I'm blushing in my seat. Oops, I tooted, hope they missed it. Public speaking, wish I skipped it. Oops, I tooted, can't deny. Now they laugh, I want to cry. Eyes were wide and jaws fell down. Can't believe it, I'm the clown. Audience in laughing town. Wish the ground would pull me down. But you know I'm only human. Gas attack was not the plan. Next time I will eat with caution. Speak with ease in any fashion. Oops, I tooted, hope they missed it. Public speaking, wish I skipped it. Oops, I tooted, can't deny. Now they laugh, I want to cry.
Hey everyone, so let's talk about online shopping, or as I like to call it, a journey through the internet's bargain wonderland. You know, that magical land where you end up with 5 different types of candles, but nothing else you actually needed. Has anyone ever tried to buy a simple phone charger online? It starts off with a simple search, and then you're greeted by 500,000 options. It's like, do I need the one that charges in 30 minutes, or the one that charges in 28 minutes? Oh, and does it come in rainbow colors? I need it to match my mood. And then, of course, there are the reviews. Some of them are so misleading. You see a product that's rated 5 stars, but the top review says, I bought this for my cat, and now it's a hat. You're like, well, I wasn't planning on buying a cat hat, but maybe it's a sign. Ever tried returning something you bought online? It's like you're entering a labyrinth. First, you need to print out a label, and you need to go to a drop-off location that's approximately 27 miles away. And if you somehow manage to get there, you need to explain why you're returning a pair of socks that were, according to the website, one size fits all, but somehow fit only a squirrel. Online shopping also comes with a delightful feature, ads that follow you everywhere. I looked up one pair of shoes, and now every website thinks I need to see 10,000 different versions of them. Even my email is like, hey, you're still interested in those shoes, right? No, email, I'm not. I'm interested in a sandwich right now. Have you ever had that moment when a package arrives and you have absolutely no idea what's inside? You order so many things that you start wondering if you've accidentally ordered a live penguin or a medieval sword. Oh, it's just a cheese grater I forgot I ordered 6 months ago. And then there's the shopping cart. You put something in there and it's like your own personal museum of maybe someday. Every time you log in, there's that cart staring back at you, full of things you were convinced you absolutely needed. It's like, oh look, a hammock for cats. I don't even have a cat. Let's not forget about impulse buys. You go on to buy one thing, and next thing you know, you're the proud owner of a life-sized cardboard cutout of Ryan Gosling. Because obviously you needed that in your life.
Standing there, I felt to meet. Crowd was ready, can't be beat. Then it happened on my feet. Something funny, not so sweet. Heart was racing all the heat. Tried to speak but heard a tweet. Noise escaped, my tongue is sweet. Now I'm blushing in my seat. Oops, I tooted, hope they missed it. Public speaking, wish I skipped it. Oops, I tooted, can't deny. Now they laugh, I want to cry. Eyes were wide and jaws fell down. Can't believe it, I'm the clown. Audience in laughing town. Wish the ground would pull me down. But you know I'm only human. Guess attack was not the plan. Next time I will eat with caution. Speak with ease in any fashion. Oops, I tooted, hope they missed it. Public speaking, wish I skipped it. Oops, I tooted, can't deny. Now they laugh, I want to cry. Oops, I tooted, hope they missed it. Public speaking, wish I skipped it. Oops, I tooted, can't deny. Now they laugh, I want to cry. I want to cry. Oops, I tooted, hope they missed it. Public speaking, wish I skipped it. Oops, I tooted, can't deny. Now they laugh, I want to cry. I want to cry. I want to cry. Oops, I tooted, hope they missed it. Public speaking, wish I skipped it. Oops, I tooted, can't deny. Now they laugh, I want to cry. 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 I want to cry.
Walking down the avenue, striking like the stars do, feeling like I'm 10 feet tall. Then suddenly, I start to fall. Banana peel beneath my shoe, slipping like a dance move. Crowd is watching, I can't hide. Fashion fail, lose my pride. Lost my balance, hit the ground. Spectators all around. Fashion cool, not so smooth. Banana peel. Laughing faces in the street, wishing I could find my feet. Show off clothes, now I'm down. Banana slip, you're the clown. But who knew that I'd make a scene? Rock and roll in torn up jeans. Banana slip, you set the tone. Now I'm king of slipping stones. Lost my balance, hit the ground. Spectators all around. Fashion cool, not so smooth. Banana peel. You got the groove. Nothing knew that I'd make a scene. Rock and roll in torn up jeans. Banana slip, you set the tone. Now I'm king of slipping stones. Lost my balance, hit the ground. Spectators all around. Fashion cool, not so smooth. Banana peel, you got the groove.